I have claustrophobia, and apparently I'm not the only one. So today I'm going to share tips on dealing with claustrophobia and preventing panic attacks when you have an MRI. I have done 2 other videos on MRIs and claustrophobia. I will put links up above and in the description below in case you'd like to watch those. I filmed one last year after my annual MRI where I had a panic attack, and one this year as well. I'm doing another video because apparently I'm not alone in this. I have had tremendous response to those videos. It turns out you're just as freaked out about MRIs as I am. Who knew? So briefly, claustrophobia is the fear of being enclosed in a small space with no means of escape. We can feel constricted, or we can feel like we may suffocate, or quite honestly, we can feel like we're gonna die. For me, it's more about suffocation. When I feel claustrophobic, my throat starts to tighten, my heart starts to race, I start to sweat, and I struggle to breathe. And not only am I prone to claustrophobia in MRIs, but I can get claustrophobic in crowds, I can get claustrophobic in rooms with no windows, and in the car. Just ask my poor husband. When we get into the car together, I start nagging him almost immediately to turn on the car so the air can start circulating and I can roll down the window. It takes just seconds, mere seconds, for me to start feeling like there's no air in there. Can any of you relate? Leave me a comment below if you can. And in a new and interesting twist, menopause and the hot flashes that come with it can trigger claustrophobia. Even my turtleneck sweaters can feel too confining when I have a hot flash. It seems ridiculous, but it's really not. Any of my lady friends of a certain age out there experience the same thing? I'm not alone in this, right? Please leave me a comment below if you do. Claustrophobia is sometimes referred to as an irrational fear because we won't suffocate in the MRI machine or in the closed car or from wearing a turtleneck sweater. 2 things. 1, there's nothing irrational about what we feel. It is very, very real. And 2, no one, and I mean no one, wants to be told they're being irrational. So can we do anything about it? Heck yeah! I'm going to share 5 tips to help you make it through your next MRI with less stress. Number 1, breathe deep. Think about it. When we get stressed or we're upset, we often take a deep breath. Sometimes it's involuntary. It's our body's way of trying to help us calm down. Doing it mindfully can be very helpful. There's a nerve called the vagus nerve that runs from our brainstem all the way to our colons, and the word vagus is Latin for wandering. It goes all over our bodies. It's the main parasympathetic nerve of our body, and it's the mind-body connection. It's been called the love nerve. I love that. When we stimulate our vagus nerve, our bodies respond by releasing hormones like oxytocin, and that in turn helps us to relax. It helps us to feel better. It helps us to feel the love, if you will. Conscious deep breathing is a great way to stimulate the vagus nerve. So let's do it together. We're going to inhale for the count of 5 and then exhale for the count of 5. First, notice how you feel right now. Take a quick inventory of your body and your emotions. Okay, inhale for the count of 5, really deep into your belly. Let your belly relax and be soft. And then exhale slowly to the count of 5. Let your belly fall back in towards your spine. All right, let's do it again. Now do a quick check-in with yourself. How do you feel? Does your body feel different? If not, try doing this breath a few more times and see how you feel. When we do this breathing exercise before we go into the MRI or while we're in there, we can feel better. Number 2, music. They say music can soothe the savage beast. Ask to have headsets with your favorite type of music when you go in for your MRI. Sing along with the songs in your head. You don't want to be moving your jaw and your mouth and your throat while they're doing the scan. Music can elicit powerful feelings and it can distract us from the fear. That said, the noise from the MRI can overpower the music in the headset. When this happens, try to find a song in your head that matches the beat of the songs you are hearing. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Number 3, fake it till you make it. If you pretend to be brave, you can feel more brave. I recently watched a TED Talk about body language with Amy Cuddy. I'll put a link in the description below. And in parts of it, she shares how our body language can affect our own brain, physiology, and well-being. Adopting a power pose for just 2 minutes can increase testosterone and lower cortisol, the stress hormone. This can configure our brains to be assertive and confident and comfortable. So try this before you get into the MRI machine. Adopt the Superman or Wonder Woman pose for just 2 minutes. You can do it right before you get in, or if you feel silly doing it in front of the technician, you can do it in the dressing room before you go in. These 2 minutes will increase the feel-good hormones and decrease the stress hormones. I know what you're saying. Yeah, right, Vicki, but what happens when I'm in the machine and I start to panic? I can't do the Superwoman pose in there. I'm going to let you in on a secret. I talk to myself. Yep, all the time. And in the MRI machine, when I'm starting to panic and my throat starts to tighten, it goes something like this. Vicki, you can do this. No one has died from claustrophobia in an MRI machine yet. And so far, you have successfully lived through every MRI you have had. So odds are really in your favor that you're going to survive. You are strong and smart, and you've got this. You get the idea. So fake it till you make it. Tell yourself you're going to be fine. Number 4, meditation. Sort of along the lines of deep breathing, meditation can really help when you're in the machine. I tried 3 different meditation techniques when I was in for my last MRI, and I'm going to briefly go through them now. The first one was the 3-part breath, and if you break your lungs into 3 different parts, the bottom third, the middle third, and the top third, and you focus on those 3 parts while you're breathing, it can be a really nice meditation. Start with the bottom third. Breathe a couple of breaths really down deep into that bottom third of your lungs, and then move to the middle section where your rib cage is, and do a couple of deep breaths with your rib cage, and then the top section right behind your breastplate. Do a couple of breaths there, and then connect all 3 parts of the breath in a nice, slow, easy breath, and exhale all 3 parts. And if you do this repeatedly, it can be a very nice meditation. The second meditation I did was the square breath meditation. And that's inhaling, hold, exhale, hold. And you can envision it like this. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And this pattern will help distract you from what's going on in the machine, and it gives you something to focus on. The third technique is the body scan meditation, and that's the one that worked best for me with this last MRI. And the body scan meditation is you focus your breath on each part of your body. And I start with my toes and I work my way up. So I start with the left big toe and I inhale and exhale and focus on relaxing that toe. And then I move to the next toe and I inhale and I exhale thinking about that toe and relaxing that toe. And I go through all my toes and then I move to the ball of my foot and the arch of my foot and the heel of my foot and then the top of my foot and my ankle and my calf and my shin and my knee. Well, you get the idea. And then I do the right leg and then I do my torso and my arms and my fingers and my neck and my head and my face. And this can take a long time. It can take up to like 40 minutes for me to scan my entire body. And if you're still in the machine after you've scanned your whole body, start at the top and work your way down. Number 5, medication. I am a huge fan of not going to medication first to solve our ills. My first go-to is diet and lifestyle changes to fix what's not working. But there is a time and a place for medication, and for me, this is one of them. Claustrophobia is real. It is not an irrational fear. It can produce real and physical responses, and sometimes I need help with it. There's no shame in asking for help. I am not a doctor, so please do not take this as medical advice, but please do speak to your doctor about your claustrophobia to see if there's something that they can prescribe to help. I take diazepam, Valium, and it helps me on my MRI days. I take one when I leave the house, and I take another one when I get called in from the waiting room. It works on neurotransmitters in our brain, and it produces a calming effect. Bonus, it can help with muscle spasms. And one of the other challenges I have with MRIs is to lay still because my back and my left leg sometimes have a mind of their own and they start to tighten and twitch and move. The second benefit is the calming effect usually lasts longer than the MRI, so I tend to have a good rest of the day. To review, 1, breathe deep. Help your vagus nerve help you. 2, sing or listen to music. It's a great distraction and can help soothe the savage beast of claustrophobia. 3, fake it till you make it. Adopt a power pose and talk yourself through it. 4, meditate. Focusing on your breath and body parts is a great way to pass the time. 5, medicate if needed. There's no shame in getting a little help to make it through this stressful time. I've put a link in the description below so you can print out these 5 techniques to bring with you to your next MRI appointment so you can reference them as you're in the waiting room waiting to go in and before you go into the machine. The question of the day is, I want to know if any of these tips help you. And I also want to know what other tips that you have to help with claustrophobia and panic attacks. Please put your answers in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up under the video. This will help others to find this channel. And if you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Take care.